Welcome back, and we're on chapter 3, How Chaplains Can Support Wise Aging. Wouldn't it be nice if eldering wisely was the norm? Unfortunately, this is not a given. What then is the work we can do to support others in becoming a wise elder? And of course, what work do we need to do to elder rather than simply age? In the work of aging to eldering, to successfully navigate through the 3 stages of a rite of passage includes these 3 broad aspects. And I'm taking this again from Dr. Connie Zweig's book called The Inner Work of Age. Please read this book. Okay. The work of aging to eldering includes shadow awareness, pure awareness, and mortality awareness. Obviously, these are all huge subjects, and I'm only introducing them to you now. They are yours. Hold them close to your heart. Bring them into your life as you choose. We have a chance to work with them briefly here. This image, known as the Johari window, was developed by psychologists in 1955. You may be familiar with this or not. It's a simple yet effective tool for understanding and improving self-awareness and interpersonal relationships. We've talked about shadow awareness a bit when we looked into our own internalized ageism. This could be a blind spot if others can see it in you when you can't. But given our cultural conditioning, this could be something that neither you nor others can see, even though it affects our own well-being and others. Aging offers the time to establish a conscious relationship with those parts of ourselves that are outside our awareness. We can learn to slow down, turn within with curiosity, and open to what's calling to us without dismissing it and without being overtaken by it. Have you worked with your shadow before, either in therapy or as a spiritual practice? We will get more into this a bit later, but I highly recommend that you find a book or a teacher who will initiate you into shadow work. It is essential work for chaplains. Pure awareness. The term pure awareness refers to a state in which the mind is open, resting, simply aware of awareness. We might call it emptiness, sunyata, turiya, transcendence, or as Ram Dass called it, loving awareness. At any age, but particularly as we age, it really helps to cultivate this awareness preventatively, not when we're in the midst of a physical and emotional crisis. A short story. When my mother was dying, she died fairly quickly, within around 6 weeks. It was an incredibly potent time, and it was really, really hard. And there was so much going on at once. There was hospice and there was medical care and all sorts of things. And I remember at one point, I was just at my wit's end, and I sat and I meditated, and the words that came to me were, "This is why we practice. We practice because when things hit the fan, what you are is what you have to work with." That was almost 20 years ago. And since that time, I'm still working with this all the time. Another very short story. Last summer, well, I'm going to have to say summer of 2024, I fell. And I started panicking when I didn't heal quickly. I'm still not completely recovered, This is a year later, I'm recording this, but my practice saved me again. I started panicking, and then instead of ordering my body to do whatever it is I wanted it to do and not asking it what it needed to do, I started to listen. Just like I listen in meditation, I started to listen to my body, and my body was extremely specific about what it was willing to do and what it wasn't willing to do. And since that time, I have really had a new relationship with my body's voice and how I can work with it. So I'm sure you have your own example. I would love to hear it. Pure awareness practice doesn't have to be meditation. It can be almost anything. It can be a good golf game, playing with grandchildren or gardening, whatever gets you out of your habitual thought patterns. So many patients I've worked with are stuck in the story of their illness or decline. How we support them in taking a pause from this story, coming back to loving awareness, will depend on what lights them up. I like to tell them everyone finds something sacred, whether it's God, gardening, or grandchildren. That usually gets a laugh, and more importantly, a story of what's sacred to them. And finally, mortality awareness. This is a quote from Tuesdays with Morrie, a book. Aging is more than the negative that you're going to die. It's also that positive that you understand that you're going to die and that you live a better life because of it. One factoid of Dr. Zweig that I really like when she talks about breathe in, a baby boomer dies every 18 seconds. Breathe out, my generation is becoming extinct. This is mortality awareness. When people died at home, mortality was an integral part of life. It's only in the past 100 years or so that death has been divorced from life. This is changing slowly, but you will find many clients who have not thought about their own mortality. And mortality awareness is important at any age. The more we befriend the idea of death, mortality awareness becomes a portal to living fully here, now, in the present. This quote might be familiar to you. It's the translation of the Five Remembrances by Thich Nhat Hanh. How do you bring your awareness of mortality into your life? The more familiar you are with making friends with death, the wiser elders you will be and the better chaplains you will be. Can you identify one personal characteristic or attribute from the Johari window quadrants? What is your pure awareness practice? And where are you in your relationship with mortality? I'd like you to rest here, contemplate these questions, and journal a bit. And when we come back, we'll be on chapter 4 with a new video. Thank you.